So you've just got Escape from Tarkov. You're ready for those intense firefights and mountains of loot. But then, you're dead. Eliminated by a player you never saw. Losing all your gear and a little bit of your sanity. We have all been there. The learning curve in this game isn't just steep, it's a vertical cliff. But what if I told you there's an official way to play Tarkov where you can actually learn the maps, master the guns, and figure out what the heck you're doing? I'm showing you everything you need to know about Tarkov PvE. It's your new best friend. And it's also your personal training ground for survival. Let's get right to it. The biggest wall for any new Tarkov player is the soul-crushing pressure of PvP. You're just trying to find a quest item, and someone who has every single angle memorized sends you back to the lobby. It can feel completely hopeless. This is exactly the problem the official PvE mode solves. It's not a different game. It's a parallel Escape from Tarkov universe, with one massive change. There are no human players. You'll face AI scavs and even AI controlled PMCs that mimic player patterns, but you will never get ambushed by a human opponent. This creates a perfect environment to learn without the constant threat of being outplayed. And don't get this confused with the old offline mode, which was just for practice, didn't save any of your progress. This is a separate, persistent character where you keep everything you earn. You have the same quests, traders, hideout progression, and even the same AI bosses. Your progress is completely separate from your PvP character, which is a good thing. It means you have a dedicated space to master the game's mechanics, where the stakes are real enough for your PvE character, but your experience won't be ruined by cheaters or extract campers. Honestly, starting in PvE isn't just a tip, it's probably the single best way to avoid burnout and actually learn what makes this game so great. First off, it completely removes gear fear. You can finally take that slick M4 you found into a raid without that crippling anxiety of losing it to a random headshot from a bush. The freedom lets you experiment with different weapons, armour, and playstyles to find what truly works for you. Second, you can actually learn the maps. Instead of crawling from cover to cover in terror, you can walk around, identify landmarks, find all the extraction points, and learn where the good loot spawns. The AI PMCs will still keep you on your toes and provide a real challenge. Recent updates have made them smarter, causing them to roam the map and investigate points of interest, much like real players. But you'll finally have the breathing room to develop true map knowledge. The biggest tip when playing PvE is select the BSG servers here. It tailors to a more harder experience. If you don't select this, you play in local mode, which is just the file that you have downloaded. So for that true advanced AI feeling, ensure to click play on BSG servers. Third, you can focus on quests. Those early quests that are a nightmare in PvP become manageable in PvE. You can figure out where to plant an item or find a hidden location without being hunted down. This lets you level up your traders, build your hideout, and experience the deep RPG systems Tarkov has to offer. And the best part? Your PvE progress will never get wiped, unless you choose to reset it yourself. Now with the 1.0 release coming, I would advise resetting PvE so you have all the latest content from Escape from Tarkov. So how do you get in? It's pretty straightforward. So owners of the previous version Edge of Darkness will have PvE mode included, but also the Unheard edition gets access to the PvE mode automatically. For everyone else, you can now buy the PvE expansion as a separate add-on for any version of the game. Once you have it, a toggle will appear on the main menu, letting you switch between your online PvP character and your PvE character. Now what should you expect when you jump in? Solo raids, with the exception of Streets of Tarkov map, are hosted locally on your own PC. This means that you get into raid super fast, but performance could depend on your computer's hardware. Co-op raid with friends, on the other hand, are hosted on Battlestate game servers. Now this is what I'm referring to when selecting Battlestate game servers. It just makes for a bit more of a tailored experience. The AI is a bit more advanced. You may find on local mode that it's a bit quiet, it's a bit hollow. So it's a complete preference, but there is the option. But don't think this is a walk in the park. The AI is no joke. They're aggressive, they'll try to flank you, and they can be incredibly accurate. The AI has received a ton of adjustments to make them more dynamic and challenging. You will die, but every death is a learning opportunity against a tough but predictable opponent. And one quick tip, which to be quite honest, I think should be taken out of PvE mode, is insurance. If you insure your gear in PvE, you will get it back. Now, I think this needs to be more of an RNG element where, Prapper sends his guys in and they may come back with a few things. Or therapists you pay more for, you're guaranteed to get more items back. But I don't think having the guarantee of returning gear is a good thing. It totally takes away from Tarkov's survival roots, that harsh element of losing it all. But this is just my personal preference. So if this video helps you in any way as a new Tarkov player and you're finally finding your footing, do me a solid, hit that like button. And if you do want to see more Tarkov content, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And let me know in the comments, what's been your biggest struggle as a new player in Escape from Tarkov? The PvE mode is the answer. It's not an easy mode, it's a smarter way to learn. It gives you space to build your skills, your map knowledge, and your confidence at your own pace. You can master the core mechanics, learn to fight against capable AI, and actually finish some quests. Then, when you're ready, you can step into PvP. So start with PvE, master the game, and finally escape that new player death loop. Now, be sure to not take your PvE combat into PvP. It is a completely different beast. But I would say my biggest point of PvE mode, it respects your time. It allows you to learn at your pace. You are not going to be spending 80% of your time stuck in the lobby screen compared to PvP as a new player. There are veterans of this game, the term Giga Chads. And yes, it might be frustrating, but they have earned that title through thousands of hours of gameplay, meticulously looking at different angles, meticulously approaching PvP fights. So take your time, learn the game from the ground up in an environment that suits you. This has been XB. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys in the next one. Take it easy.